see a son we see a mirror image of the younger brother. The oldest son is also lost, but the only difference is the oldest son is lost at the house. And the problem with a lot of believers, roll with me, is that they're lost at the house. Now, the first thing the text is tailored to teach us is that we see the oldest son is lost at the house. He is lost. Why, you ask me? He's lost because he sees himself as a slave and not as a son. The truth of the matter is, if we look at the verse 29, he says, you know what? He says, all these years I've slaved for you. I've done everything you asked me to do. I've worked for you. I've been there. I had your back. I never left you. I never disrespected you. Hold up, let's bring it to reality. All these years I've been tithing. I've been praising. I've been lifting up holy hands. I've been coming to Bible study. I've been shouting. I've been doing everything you asked me to do. And the least you could do was give me a cap. And he says, you didn't do nothing for me. And he basically is saying, you know what? I did what I did out of obligation and not out of love. And the problem with a lot of believers is they do what they do out of obligation and not out of love for God. And the issue is the reason why God is not busting up windows, opening up blessings for your life is because you're doing things out of command. He sees himself as a slave. And when a son understands he belongs to his father, he does what he does out of love. So he sees himself, he's lost because he sees himself as a slave and not as a son. But he's also lost because he expects presence and fails to realize he's in his presence. What you mean? Stay with me. Verse 29b, he says, I've been slaving. I've been doing all that you asked me to do. I respect you. I've been there. I had your back. And daddy, how dare you? You couldn't even give me a calf. Back that thing up. Let's bring it to reality. I've been doing all you wanted me to do. And God, you couldn't even give me a raise. You couldn't give me a salary change. You couldn't give me a better husband than this. You couldn't give me a better wife than this. And he says, you know what? Fuck this. I'm sick and tired of this. I've done everything you wanted me to do. Yeah. I've been there for you to catch your back. I was in your corner right there every time you needed me to do. But you failed to realize that you were in my presence. And the problem with a lot of believers is they want God's hand and don't have God's heart. And until you have God's heart, you'll never have his hand. And you know this? Scroll down with me to verse 31. He says this right here. Son, have you lost your mind? Don't get this thing twisted. Stay with me. You've been my son. You've been with me all these years. You've hung around when your brother ran around. And let me tell you something. Because you stayed, everything I have belongs to you. Come here, my mama would say this song. There is no secret to what God can do. What he's done for others, he can do for you. But not only is he lost because he sees himself as a slave and not as a son. He's lost because he expects presence and fails to realize he's in his father's presence. But the third reason he's lost is because he's lost because he rejects his family. All right, where you see that in the text? It's right there. Let me talk to you. He says he's lost because he approaches his father in a frustrated and angry manner. He says, I've been there. I've done everything you want to do. I've been there. I never left your side. How dare you? How dare you not even give me a cab to smash with my homeboys and my homegirls? And to add insult to he says, when this, he says in verse 30, when this your son decides to roll back to the crib, he doesn't even call him my brother. He says, when this your son, what he does is he eliminates himself from the family network. He says, this Negro don't belong to me. He says, this is your son. He basically is saying, you know